Hi, I'm Steve Stedman and welcome to the short training on using the t-SQL DateAdd function. DateAdd, I love this one, and the reason I love it is because doing math on dates is always difficult. I don't know if you guys have ever done that like in code or whatever, but it's a mess and it's ugly. It'd be nice if all the months were the exact same length and there were no leap years and stuff like that, but you've got some months that are 30 days, some months that are 31 days, some months that are 28 days, some months that are 29 days. Leap seconds, I mean, not that happens very often, but you've got to account for all that. What this does is this does all the heavy lifting or the hard work for you. You just use the DateAdd function, you pass in what you're adding, and in this case, we're adding 1 month to the current date. We could add 2 months or 10 months or 1 year or whatever it may be, similar to what we had before. So with all of the different types here, you can use similar types in the DateAdd function. So let's take a look. Select DateAdd month to get date. So right now it is March 19th. And if we add 1 month to that, it should give us April 19th. And you can see there our result shows April 19th. But what happens if we want to subtract, do a date subtract? Can we just call date subtract instead of DateAdd? Well, not really. There's no function for that. So what we do is we just give it a DateAdd with or a minus offset. And you can see now it takes us back to February 19th. And bring down DateAdd quarter 1 to get date based off our current date. We are on March 19th, which is the first quarter. That should jump us to about June 19th. So we do the math, and there we go. It shows up as June 19th. Independent of how many days were, I mean, I know April, May, and June have the same number of days every year, but if this had been jumping over a leap year with February or something like that, it would do the math appropriately and get us out to the right date. So if we went from January 19th on a leap year versus a non-leap year, if we're date adding a quarter, it's going to be 1/4 is going to be April 19th from January 19th, independent of whether we're in a leap year or not.
So what's it do when you add a month to January 30th?
That's a really good question. So let's give that one a try. Let's change this to month. 2015, 1/30. What it did at that case is it took the 30th of January and it added a month out. And based on whatever rules they have in there, they determined it wouldn't make sense to skip February entirely and push you into like the beginning of March. But let's see if we do 1/29, I assume will also put us at the same point, February 28th. 1/28, it puts us to February 28th at that point.
If you did 2016 or whatever the leap year is, right?
2016. So adding a month next year, because it's leap year, will put us on February 29th. So it accounts for all of that so that we don't have to deal with it. If it's February 28th, and if you're taking February 28th, and we can do that right here, to 28th, it's not going to adjust it back to the last day of the month. It's going to go to March 28th, well, appropriately.